Welcome to Lawyer in the Kitchen. Now, some of you may be asking us, or me, or you, or thus, why are we all here with Florida State shirts on? Especially since I went to Miami and the University of Florida, you know, the good schools. And so, okay, just kidding, still doing this, really more of this, but that's all right. Anyhow, because today we're cooking a tomahawk steak. And there ain't too much more associated with Florida State than a tomahawk steak. Let me talk about Florida State University just a little bit, because this is clearly a Florida State University dish. First of all, my daughter played in the marching band, the Marching Chiefs, a long time ago, and I used to go to the football games, and I'd go to the halftime and then leave. And then all of a sudden, my wife's son, Marshall, is number 47 on the Florida State football team.
Go Noles!
And I had to go the whole game, and even at the end of the game and everything. So this was awful. No, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. So anyhow, I dedicate this to Florida State, despite the fact I got into other schools. So let me talk about dry brining, because it's a lot easier than wet brining, number one. But number two, there's a lot of reasons why you do it. First of all, it breaks down the proteins in the meat a little bit, and that helps make it a little bit more tender. It locks in the surface. It dries the surface out and locks in the moisture. That's good. It helps it brown better. It helps the crust better. And you can brine this from 24 hours to 48 hours is fine. This is 24 hours. We're going to put this on the grill, and we are going to cook this sucker for about 8 minutes, about 4 minutes each side, and we want flames going all over the place. This is not a reverse sear, okay? That would be to cook this thing, you know, on the grill at a lower temperature, get it to like 115, 120. We're not going to do that. We're going to cook it on the grill first, get the sear first, because I think it's easier to control, and then it's going to go actually in the oven. Now, we're going to also have a compound butter we're going to put on this. Compound just because there's more than butter. And compound just will be a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of parsley, and some garlic, and Worcestershire, and a little bit of salt, no pepper. We're going to put some salt and pepper on this. This is Texas style, salt and pepper, pure and fine. We're going to the grill next. Okay, so we're just going to put some more salt, and you want to use the coarse salt. You don't want to use like table salt on this, so I suggest Kosher, coarse, and that, you know, you can already, it's already gotten a little harder because it's been dry brining. You want this meat to come pretty close to room temperature, because then it will cook more evenly. Otherwise, I mean, just think about it. It's been in the refrigerator until you start cooking it. So where is it the coldest for this meat? In the very center of the meat, right? Well, you don't want it cold in the middle. You want the meat as close as possible to be the same temperature throughout, and then it will cook evenly. And I will say this, just so everybody knows, at the end of this, when I cut this bone off after we're done, Rodney and Candace's dogs, there are two dogs, are going to be enjoying themselves. Nice bone.
What you got, boy? What you got? Say thanks, Joseph and Sharon.
This is between the 6th and 12th ribs specifically. So there's not that many. There's like 7 of these on a side for this entire cow. And this is a ribeye because this area of the top of the cow is called the eye. This is the eye right in here. Yeah, the cap right here, which is this piece separated by this layer of fat, that is the absolute best meat on the entire cow. I've been soaking these hickory chunks in water for about 45 minutes. So we're going to set that sucker down right now, and I'm going to let that smoke get to it. We want this to flame up. You can tell when it's right because it'll easily move. It doesn't move easily yet, so you just try that. We're not there yet. Now we're sitting at 3 minutes. Look at that. Come look at that. We'll go ahead and close it down on this. Let it get a little more smoked. That's good. Shut her down. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to my iGrill meat thermometer that we can put this in the oven. And I'm gonna put this in, I want it to go about there because that's about the center of the meat. And we're gonna go in through here. And right now, as you can see, we're at 49 degrees. All right, so we are at 375. And I'm gonna take this out at about 122. You can use any kind of a garlic smasher you want to, but you want this pretty well done. So we're gonna do this. This is actually pretty decent, I like it. I've used the ones where you just squeeze them and they're fine too. And you're looking for about a half a teaspoon. Now we're gonna use 3/4 of a stick. If you were cooking a couple of these steaks, you just use the whole stick. This is gonna be way plenty. About a teaspoon of Worcestershire, and then about a teaspoon, or half a teaspoon rather, of parsley, and then again about a half teaspoon of rosemary. You don't want the husk on there or the stem, you want just the leaves. So now you can mix this with whatever you want, but I would just do this. If the butter's been out long enough, you got it. You could actually put this in the microwave for a second or two, but this is gonna be fine. We are at 121 degrees. I am ready to reach in and grab this because as soon as that sucker hits 122, it's coming out. We're going to loosely cover it with foil. And it's there, right there. It's coming out. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to take it off the bone. I think this is going to be right. All right. Now, let's take that off. That's mostly fat. Oh, look at that. All right, here we go. Got a little butter on there. And it's tender.
How is it?
It's tasty. It's juicy.
It's a big piece.
Wow, that's great.
Cheers. Cheers.
And
Wow.
go at FSU.
Woo!
This is super. It's worth all the time. It's not that hard to do, really. The temperature is perfect. I could have 1 degree less. I could maybe take it out at 121. I don't know, because it was 135, but we still have nice red meat. And it happens to go well with, what's the name of that? Yes, Basil Hayden bourbon. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Lawyer in the Kitchen.